everybody, and welcome to another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show. Thanks for tuning in. If you're coming onto this podcast for the very first time, we talk about Spider-Man the Animated Series, episode by episode. We're 3 seasons in, we're 3 episodes in, but sadly, for the sake of rule of 3, we're only 2 of us. My name's Henry, I'm your first host, and alongside me as always is Jack.
Hi, I'm already in a weird spot just because I'm just laughing at my notes. I didn't write down any jokes, but just little words here and there to remind myself of things from this episode is just... it's just like out of context stuff is just gets me. For instance, get these black women arrested. And Careze. The Octopus.
Oh my god.
Don't you remember how to drive? Is Dr. Octopus Spider-Man's stepdad? All that and more you can look forward to in this week's episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show.
Yeah, the funny part about that is I know exactly what he's talking about in each iteration.
I actually don't, but I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I don't.
Looking forward to exploring it, actually.
Quite fittingly, kind of getting a bit of amnesia after we watch these episodes, and then you kind of bring me back with your recap. Speaking of amnesia.
Well, we'll get to that, folks. Attack of the Octobot, which is a little robot which has octopus arms.
Yeah, and it's the part 2 to Make-A-Wish, and we've got more Octobot and more ill-defined science rays and more child endangerment.
Oh, always child endangerment.
And a hell of a lot more Jamaican accents.
Let's swing right in, folks. Let's get right into it, because we've got a lot to cover. And a lot to, let's say, discuss. But yeah, last time we saw Spider-Man, he was unconscious, being carried over by Dr. Octopus, as an 8-year-old girl watched on in terror. Mm-hmm. As every episode of Spider-Man should start. Spider-Man's unconscious, and Dr. Octopus takes him over to his, now we're calling it the Pissmobile, and that's what I'm calling it.
You sound like you said Pissmobile.
It's the Pussmobile.
I prefer Pissmobile, it's like so much more. That's what the Scorpion drives, I guess, though. As he drives off, thankfully Tiana manages to stow away in the child-sized compartment at the back of the car.
I kind of suspect that the only reason he has a car is so an 8-year-old girl can stow away in it. There's no reason for Dr. Octopus to have a car.
I guess, I don't know, if he has the psychic connection to the arms, maybe he gets tired.
But then
maybe he just likes driving.
He doesn't even drive, he just sits in the back.
He drives at first, right? When Spider-Man's unconscious.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I guess that's just to avoid any kind of awkward conversation.
But with the unconscious body?
Yeah, maybe he makes him uncomfortable. I'm actually quite squeamish for a doctor.
It's a terrible Doc Ock.
I'll keep practicing.
It kind of sounded like you were half doing a Kingpin.
Yeah, I noticed as I was saying it. Dang. But for now, let's go to Dr. Octopus's secret lab. We watch through Tiana's eyes as Dr. Octopus uses a ray to wipe Spider-Man's memory? Mm-hmm. And he's kind of paralyzed and incapacitated, and he's standing in a very weird lobotomized angle.
Is he trying to give him amnesia? Or is he just trying to paralyze him, and then he's like, oh, I got this amnesia, so I'm gonna do what I can with it?
My head says that he's probably trying to give him amnesia, because he doesn't seem that surprised by it. But my heart kind of hopes that he's just firing rays and not really knowing what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, he does the first thing he does is kind of put him in that weird, zombie position and then try and unmask him.
Oh, yeah. So that's the first thing he does, because he's incapacitated. He starts to, unmask him, but then, he's interrupted by the Kingpin.
Yeah.
For spoilers for this episode, I cannot believe Dr. Octopus fails to unmask Spider-Man. It's kind of amazing.
Maybe he doesn't actually want to.
Is it a Batman Joker thing where he's if I find out who he is, then another half of the fun's going to be taken out of our dynamic.
Yeah, maybe it's in Doc Ock's mind, he's that's an unfair advantage because I can just turn up at his house and blow him up. But now I just meet him in battle and I will win because I'm better than him.
Yeah, but why even try to take off his mask then? Just be accept it, you know?
Yeah, maybe he's just he's on the fence. He's well, while I'm here, and then Kingpin's hey. And he's fuck it, I'll do it later. A chore he's just putting off doing.
Let me find out the secret identity of my greatest enemy. Maybe not. But yeah, he's stopped by Kingpin, who's complaining about something or other, And then Dr. Octopus is like, hey, look, I got Spider-Man. He kind of like flops him into the screen.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny watching him be incapacitated because he's just so like... He's like, Doofus Spider-Man? And he kind of presents him to Kingpin, and Kingpin's like, oh shit. He actually smiles for the first time in what must be a very long time.
Yeah.
I haven't felt joy like this since my wife left me. And he kind of proclaims that Spider-Man's gonna be doing his bidding forever. And then he just hangs up, I guess, to like explore this like erection that he suddenly has for the first time in months. Kingpin is presumably masturbating, and then like Spider-Man wakes up. And at that point, Doc Ock is also like, yeah, he's not gonna be working for you, bitch, because I control him. And all that kind of stuff. He's kind of muttering to himself.
Yeah, this is my spider henchman.
Yeah. So at that point, Spider-Man wakes up and he's like, who am I? Who are you? What am I doing here? And Dr. Octopus is kind of like, you're a criminal. And then he says, you're just feeling confused and stressed out. How about I take off your mask to calm you down?
Yeah.
It's just like, do it. Just do it or don't do it, man. Don't try and like make a thing of it.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's like, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah. His spider sense goes off.
And he's like, I guess I'll keep the mask on.
Yeah. Even though you're incapacitated, I could just overpower you if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna, like, respect your boundaries. There's, like, a weird, like, consent thing here with Dr. Octopus. Hold on, don't give me that face just yet. So, do you know when you're, like, a teenager and you're, like, first, like, dating girls and you're, like, to a girl, like, can I kiss you? And she's like, well, if you have to ask, it's not, like, romantic. It feels like that kind of thing where, like, Dr. Octopus is, like, I really want to take off his mask, but I want him to be, like, cool with it.
Right?
And he's trying, and then there's a lot of, like, people distracting him and he's really nervous about it. And he just wants to just do it, but, like, he just can't read the signals, you know?
He does want Spider-Man to be his partner, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting side of him, because you think of him as someone who can't stand him at all.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, actually, this guy, he wants to hang out with him all the time, but he just wants to be the boss.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where, like, you have that, like, rom-com trope of, like, the two people who hate each other, and, like, they're, like, arguing all the time, but by the end they really, like, they get together because they really care for each other.
Yeah, and
just
there's a bit of duplicity at the start.
Yeah.
That then gets revealed later on, like, you made me think I was a criminal, but I actually wasn't.
Yeah. You're my greatest enemy, but you're also my greatest student.
Yeah, exactly. And,
that's, like, a good rom-com. I'd watch that.
Yeah, or at least, like a over-the-top style, like, daddy-son bonding exercise.
Yeah.
You know, they're going on a road trip, gonna steal some... I can't even remember what they're stealing.
It's bullshit.
It's like... They say like a rare metal or something, but
it's like an alloy. Yeah.
They don't... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it should be. Apologise right now.
I thought they were going to say something like adamantium or something.
No, just a metal alloy. No. But yeah, so apart from this like rom-com, I'm calling it Arms of Love.
I'm still sat on the daddy-son relationship.
I prefer the rom-com.
Yeah, but this is sins of the fathers.
Well, like, I don't know, like it lent to like the rom-com. I know, I was thinking about it and I was like, nope, go back, don't do it, Henry. See, I'm learning.
Yeah.
For those of you listening at home, Jack is giving me like the dirtiest look right now. It's like, this motherfucker.
I should just stop fighting it and just like let you go, because the more I resist, the worse it gets.
Okay, why did you say that? That's
well, I was already
you've ruined the mood.
I was already halfway through the sentence, you know, so this is just like me saying the busmobile last time. It's just
it just came out.
I'm already halfway here, so
might as well just go all the way. So Doc Ock kind of convinces the criminal tries to unmask him again. Spider sense goes off and he's like, don't do that, please. I'm going to go lie down. While all this is happening, the 8-year-old girl, Tiana, runs off to find help. And as you would do as an 8-year-old girl, you go to the police, but as we know now, the police are completely fucking useless unless there's a black person involved.
Well, let's not say they're useful in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, like, they do something then. Not the right thing, but they do something. If, like, she'd said to the police, oh, there's, like, a black man with octopus arms, they were like, all the precinct would go over and, like, shoot Dr. Octopus.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, though, because she kind of comes up and she's like, my friend Spider-Man has been caught by the supervillain, and he's like, oh, this sounds like a fantasy. And they're playing it like that, which would make sense if this isn't a world in which random superhero bullshit happens all the time.
Yeah. constantly happening.
Those a week ago, they were seeing flying ninjas shooting lasers from their eyes, above the streets of Manhattan. And then she mentions the well-known superhero and supervillain who were fighting like a couple of days ago.
They blew up a building a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like fucking Chief Wiggum when he's like on the phone, like going like, oh, okay, you've seen a murder. Yeah, whatever.
All right. So many credit cards today. But yeah, they cut her off to the station because defund the police. Anyway, Dr. Octopus shows Spider-Man the footage of JJ, who's talking shit about him, and we assume that it's from like the last time that like he blew up the building. But to be honest, it could be from like any point in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it could be after he saved some orphans.
Yeah. And Spider-Man is kind of like, yeah, I probably shouldn't trust this evil scientist with the octopus arms. He seems shady.
Yeah, but he just wants to fit in. He just wants to impress his new dad.
Or he's like, gonna miss his new dad. Fine.
It works better.
No, it doesn't.
We're in the daddy season.
Now you've made it weird.
No, I haven't. Some people call that their father's daddy, I guess.
Do they?
Well, maybe, yeah, I don't think this generation does anymore.
No. Well, like, they do call people daddy, just not in that context.
Mm-hmm.
As we explored in Daddy Strange. Cut to the Parker household. And there's not really much to go on here, so I'm just going to say, Aunt May's worrying, Aunt Anna's talking some shit, and MJ's admonishing her aunt for being such a bitch.
Yeah.
That's like the gist of the scene.
I don't know. I feel like Aunt Anna's terrible, but she's terrible in a way that, like, real life people are terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine, like, a relative of mine acting like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is part of the reason why it's so awful. Because no one acts like fucking JJ, so you can, like, put up with him being a dick.
But, like, you know an Aunt Anna. You have an Aunt Anna in your life. Yeah. MJ, like, surprisingly, for having lived under this person for so many years, seems kind of emotionally okay, but I doubt it on the inside. So back to the precinct, where, like, Tiana's standing firm. She's sat on a bench going, like, folding her arms on me and like, why don't you believe me? A cabbie walks in. And the context we're getting here is that she's performed a citizen's arrest.
I thought she was an undercover cop at first.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, she's just an actual
She's just a cab driver who's like, someone didn't pay, so I'm gonna fucking, like, drag him to the police station.
And her name is Mousey.
Yeah.
Right?
She says something like, ain't nobody fuck with Mousey's cab. She doesn't use the word fuck, obviously, but it's that kind of...
Your Jamaican accent is so much better than the one we get in this
Oh,
show.
yeah, this is... Oh, God, I never thought we'd get worse than Tombstone for, like, appropriating accents.
It's not appropriating.
It might as well be.
Well, it might as well be. No, this is great, because it's not a white actress who's doing the voice, so therefore we can enjoy how terrible this accent is.
I don't know karate, but I know crazy.
It's like this person has never been heard a Jamaican accent.
I enjoy terrible, terrible accents when they come from this kind of place of just, this was a mistake. It's not like some weird, like, appropriation, ignorance thing. It's just...
This person is bad at accents.
It's just a bad accent.
This person should not have been hired for this job.
And it's incredible. I was kind of incredulous for most of this episode, especially since I thought she was just going to be in one scene. But she's like the main character.
It's her show for a little while.
It's the Mousey show.
It's the Mousey show. I'm almost too confused to be offended. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, she performs a citizen's arrest and being like, okay, this man hasn't paid for his cab fare. He tries to escape and she, like, tackles him. And in the chaos, Tiana runs away and kind of climbs to the back of Mousey's cab. But Mousey spots her and she's having none of that bullshit. Mm-hmm. Even for a 8-year-old girl, she's like, I'll put you out on the street, girl. Get out of my cab. She explains to Mousey that Spider-Man's in trouble. And then Mousey's like, I don't believe you, but I'll drive you home because you're being creative.
Do you remember the line she says?
I don't remember the line she says.
She tells her the whole thing about Spider-Man being kidnapped by Dr. Octopus. She said, and I'm not going to do the accent because I'm going to butcher it. It
would also be
however much you probably want me to try it.
I would love you to try it.
No, thank you. She says, you must think I just rolled off the coconut wagon.
Oh fucking hell, yeah.
Which is just...
You must think I rode off the coconut wagon.
Incredible. I love it.
Man.
Nobody steal the ride in Mousey cab.
I'm not stealing. I'm trying to get help for Spider-Man.
Ooh, little girl, you must think I just rolled off the coconut wagon.
Tiana's like, actually, if you're not gonna help me, then fuck you. She comes out of the cab and then,
And then it turns out she actually did fall off the coconut wagon
Yeah.
because she does believe her.
yeah. I've just fallen off the coconut wagon, girl. I understand. Because, Tiana kind of says to her, well, don't you remember a time when Spider-Man helped you out?
Yeah.
I remember it like it was just yesterday. And she kind of recalls like a mugging that she survived because of Spider-Man. She's like, I'm gonna help you, girl. Let's go find out where Spider-Man is and fight Dr. Octopus.
I do like the touch of her actually like willing to help because of just some random ass time that Spider-Man saved her. Because it's that kind of almost in opposition to the bullshit from last week. It's like the good effects of something Spider-Man did in the past rather than like the terrible consequences.
As it usually is in the show.
Yeah.
But also, I kind of think this woman is like itching to fight some crime.
Oh yeah.
She's like fucking Regina King and Watchmen levels of fighting crime.
She's itching to not do her job.
Yeah. I don't want to drive a cab. I want to beat up the criminals, you know. Get me the nightstick. I want to be a cop. But no, I want to be Italian. It's a me, Mousey. So yeah, they go to try and track down Dr. Octopus' hideout. Tiana is a pretty resourceful 8-year-old. Because, like, I don't know how she manages to find this place based on, like, stowing the back of Dr. Octopus's truck and getting carried away with the police, but she finds the place pretty much straight away. She's like, it's around here somewhere. And just to confirm her suspicions, Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man drive out of the truck. And at this point, we should probably note that Spider-Man is driving.
Yeah, because he's the driver.
He's the driver?
I mean, I feel like this is Dr. Octopus's fantasy. He's like, I can make my greatest enemy my assistant. Because to Doc Ock, being someone's assistant is like the worst thing in the world.
Serving another person?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I will have someone else drive me around,
Yeah.
even though I have all these limbs.
Yeah. My favourite movie is Driving Miss Daisy.
Probably is. To be fair.
You could be my Morgan Freeman Spider-Man. My notes here say, how does Doc Ock know that Spider-Man knows how to drive? How does Doc Ock know that Spider-Man even remembers how to drive? Because remember, he's wiped his memory. He'd just be like...
Well, I guess, I mean, he must have some memories because he knows how to walk. you
Yeah.
know, and to speak.
But like...
He's not like in a coma.
It's like a gamble he pays.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, it's clearly like an ego thing. Drives away, and the Mousey's like, oh, you're telling the truth, girl. And they tail Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus to a place called the Wellington Foundry, where they need an alloy for some bullshit. And this is where, like, Doc Ock's big plan kind of comes into effect here. So the idea is he kind of goes to the front. I see usually words. The guards kind of get out the tanks, like they usually do. They blow up immediately, like they usually would. Mm-hmm. But the difference is that Spider-Man kind of, like, climbs on the walls and just sneaks in by himself.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of like a Mission Impossible kind of infiltration with all these lasers and stuff. It's very cool, but like
It also makes me think like, yeah, Spider-Man is way more suited to crime than crime fighting.
Yeah.
Like just as a power set.
Yeah.
It's actually like super useful for just breaking and entering.
Yeah.
And you can, if someone has those abilities and has a mask, I can see the line you draw as like a paranoid newspaper man that maybe this guy is a criminal.
If he decides to be a criminal, we're all fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Effectively. So he kind of sneaks in and steals the alloy, but he kind of feels guilty about it. He's like, why do I feel guilty about stealing this from this lab? Meanwhile, as this is going on, Mousey and Tiana kind of run in at this point, and as Spider-Man's kind of walking away with the alloy, Tiana shows up being like, Spider-Man, don't steal that! And because she's an 8-year-old girl and is therefore quite stupid, she just runs into all these lasers and the alarm goes off. Mousey shows up, and then guards kind of show up as well, and Spider-Man's like, he doesn't really know why, he vaguely recognises Tiana, but he tells them both to hide in this vent that he opens up.
There was a point where I was like, these women are here at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That they turn up right as all the alarms go off and Spider-Man could just sneak out of there and just like have two patsies.
Well, see ya!
Which is definitely something that Dr. Octopus would approve
Oh,
of.
100%.
But instead he helps them sneak out.
And then some of the guards show up, and then Spider-Man makes like a reflexive wisecrack.
Which is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
He says, hello boys, maybe you're wondering why I called this meeting today.
That's amazing. But yeah, he kind of like... And as, like, he does the wisecracking, Dr. Octopus bursts in right on cue, and he takes out the guards, and he leaves with Spider-Man.
It was the Spider-Man and the Octopus. The Octopus got Spider-Man working for him.
So, Mousey and Tiana, safe and sound, decide to go to the one person who they think they can help. J.J. Jameson. Like, the timing of this episode doesn't really make sense, but, like, either way, JJ's working super late.
I also just don't... I don't really get what the point of the scene is. Because JJ was already doing this, and then they just go to help, and then he carries on doing what he's always doing, which is, that Spider-Man's a criminal. And then they're like, whoa, I don't know why the fuck we did that. Let's try and save Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
And it just resets everything.
Yeah, it just makes people more pissed off with him. Because, maybe the only thing I can think of is, like, someone in the writers' room was like, well, like, what do people ask? Why didn't they go to, like, the cops? Or why didn't they go to the news team? And then this was just a scene to be like, fuck you, we went to the news team. And as they walk out, they are astonished at the speed at which JJ portrays them. It's literally like, as soon as they leave, he's like, Spider-Man's under time, turns on the news. And he's like, well, we fucked that up. And then Mousey goes, don't worry, girl, I'll get all of my colleagues to help me out. And she kind of, like, gets on the radio and calls in, like, all the cab drivers.
Yeah, like the cabbie Avengers.
Yeah, cab drivers assemble! And the idea is that they want them to track down Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus. Mm-hmm. And so they're all going, like, on their mics going, oh, I saw Spider-Man over here, or over here. And through that, they track them back to Dr. Octopus's lab. And
one of those cab drivers, by the way, you know the one who's like a surfer dude voice?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That guy was voiced by James Krieg, who's one of the writers on the show.
Oh, right.
And I love that that's the voice he chose.
That's actually what he sounds like.
Yeah, maybe.
Strange vehicle looks like Spider-Man is driving. Yeah, man. That big old love bus was trucking up down.
But yeah, as Spider-Man's driving back to HQ, Madam Web appears in his wing mirror, saying, wake up, you have to remember. And Spider-Man almost crashes the car, but my question is, how much influence does Madam Web have in this situation?
What do you mean?
Like, if she can just show up in, like, his ring mirror and tell him, oh yeah, wake up from your, like, memory loss, could she have helped him this entire time and is choosing not to?
I think maybe she just caught the news and was like, oh shit. And then
she's fucking, like, she's, like, clairvoyant.
Yeah, but she's not, you almost said omniscient and she's not.
Is she not omniscient?
No, she's not like God.
Okay.
But she's psychic.
She's psychic.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe she was having a nap. And then she woke up and was like, oh fuck.
Oh fuck, I missed Spider-Man getting kidnapped.
Let's do a little bit of course correction.
Yeah.
But she's also not really interested in making it easy for him, very clearly. So maybe she's like, okay, I'll give him a little bit here and there, but I'm not actually going to explain anything.
You never fucking know with Madam Web. But yeah, Spider-Man almost crashes the car and he's like, am I going crazy? To which the answer is yes. So they arrive at a lab, which isn't Dr. Octopus's lab. But it's the lab where the plot gun from the last week's episode is being kept. And Dr. Octopus is like, yeah, I need this too for some reason.
You know what? I was getting so confused with this plan that I thought they just went back to his lab.
Dr. Octopus does not have a plan. This is just...
He's just stealing shit.
He's like, I've got Spider-Man. I've got someone with him steal some shit while I have Spider-Man with me.
Just living out his driving Mr. Octopus fantasy.
Yeah. You know, this is the point in the movie where, like, they realise their differences and have a bit of a falling out before they come together at the end.
Yeah.
Or, like the Green Book, you know, they're going to, like, go on, like, a... Have you seen the Green Book?
No, and I never will.
It's actually, like, I was upset by how much I liked it. It's exactly like...
I'm upset by how much you like it, and that's the last time I'm ever going to speak about it.
That's fair. So, Dr. Octopus steals the plot gun, but then Tiana and Mousey rush in, and they're like, Spider-Man, stop, don't steal again! And Spider-Man recognises Tiana, but his brain says, I do recognise this girl, but I'm getting a headache every time I try to do it. But yeah, Dr. Octopus is like, yeah, I'm going to kill this kid now. Spider-Man, kidnap the woman and the child for me.
Uh-huh.
And Spider-Man, without hesitation, just webs up Mousey. He's like, oh no, I didn't sign up for this, man. Got a weapon all in my mouth. Tiana runs away. But yeah, they got Mousey, so they drive off with Mousey. And Tiana, watching this go all down, goes back to Mousey's cab and says, hey, cabbies, Mousey's been kidnapped. Cabbies, mobilise! And they're like, I guess we're taking orders from 8-year-old girl now. So now we go back to Dr. Octopus's hideout.
Right, okay.
And Dr. Octopus tells Spider-Man to get rid of Mousey. And he kind of like is like, hey, while you're doing that, I'm going to fuck around with this robot and this argon laser. Because for some reason I need this. And then he's like, yeah, commit murder, Spider-Man. But he gets impatient so quickly, he's like, why haven't you fucking killed this woman yet? And he kind of picks up Mousey to do the deed himself. But at the last minute, it's Deus Ex Cab, because like a cab full of cabbies bust through like the door being like, stop right there, Dr. Octopus. We are cab drivers, and we're here to help. I don't know what their plan is.
Yeah, I don't think they do either.
They didn't even hit him with their car. They kind of like drive into like a bookcase and the bookcase falls on him. But that was completely by accident.
Or maybe they're just really good drivers and they knew to like hit that bookcase in that exact way.
I like the Fast and Furious team.
Yeah, exactly.
Dominic Toretto's behind this cab.
Yeah. But in real life, I guess Toretto's team wouldn't all be millionaires, like living the middle of nowhere and then being recruited by the government. They'd be cab drivers.
They'd be cab drivers, like fucking around with people. I don't know why they didn't go that route. It makes so much more sense. So the thing, that's obviously the thing.
I guess it's a little bit less exciting.
Cab driving vigilantes is super cool.
Cab drivers or like submarines and evil secret brothers.
They're gonna go to fucking space, at some point. Yeah, but Dr. Octopus is now crushed by a bookcase, and in the chaos, Spider-Man tries really hard to remember who he is.
Yeah.
And Tiana's like, hey, remember me? The little girl you met, like, yesterday? No, like 4 hours ago or something? The timeline in this episode doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, whatever.
At some point, Spider-Man kind of remembers, and he's like, he breaks Ock's, like, curse? Like, the...
Science curse.
Yeah, science curse. Usually it was only, like, through true love's first kiss, but I guess an 8-year-old girl will do in the pinch. As he's kind of remembering who he is, Ock is like, I'm gonna fuck you up now, motherfucker. But Spider-Man is, like, ready to fight. But not really, because he immediately gets his ass kicked. And he's, like, wrapping his tentacles around Spider-Man. And it looks like the end for a wall crawler. Until Tiana kind of runs over to the Octobot. And do you remember, like, the little, like, headband that Dr. Octopus wears that controls the Octobot?
Yeah, like...
She puts it on.
Yeah, the tiara.
The tiara. And she's like, I'm gonna be a princess now, bitch. And she, like, uses the Octobot to kick Dr. Octopus's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets his ass kicked by an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But, like, Dr. Octopus kind of realizes, he's like, have I been bested by an 8-year-old girl? And it's an amazing moment because of this, like, massive ego man being like, not only did I fail to unmask an incapacitated Spider-Man, but my defeat was, like, precipitated by a bunch of cabbies and an 8-year-old girl. You just give up at that point.
I mean, he's never going to mention this to any of the other Insidious 6 members.
Yeah. She was 9, okay? She was almost 10. She was really big for a 9-year-old. Dr. Octopus gets arrested, and Mousey and the Legion of Cabbies offer to take Tiana home because they're like, you just saved the dead little girl. You want to come home with us? And then Spider-Man's like, actually, I'm gonna do this because this is all my fault. And he swings away and takes Tiana back to her room where he apologizes for almost getting her killed. Which is fair enough. Titus kind of says, that was the best day of my life. And then Spider-Man's like, I'll do anything for you. And you shouldn't say that, Spider-Man, because you know what she's gonna ask? She's like, can you, like, take off your mask for me, Spider-Man, please? Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man's like, no. But then he kind of softens and he's like, I guess I almost put you in mortal peril. Yeah. And he kind of takes off his mask and he's like, look, it's me, Peter Parker. And she's like, oh my god, that's so cool, you're my best friend. And he's like, yeah, me too.
It's a sweet moment.
It's a sweet moment, yeah. Nice. I'm kidding, yeah. It is a really nice moment. Kind of gives her a big hug and he's like, I've had so much fun.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll never forget for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep your secret safe. And he's like, I know you will, girl. Leaves through the window. But as he's doing so, Madam Web is kind of like transporting him back to her hideout, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, congratulations, Spider-Man. You didn't fuck this up. An 8-year-old girl does not die in your care. And then she's like, well, like, you're going to be facing your greatest challenge, Spider-Man.
It's just more mysterious stuff.
More mysterious stuff.
She's going to do this, like, once an episode for the rest of the season.
I kind of reckon so.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Just confusing Spider-Man and then throwing him out again.
Yeah. He's like, you can explain anything, but by the time he's like, what the fuck? He's back, more accepting of himself, less self-doubty, because he's like, whatever she's got for me, I can handle it, because I'm Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And he kind of can, like, swing away from the building. But as we zoom out from the building, we notice that it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation building.
Yeah, it's the Wish Come True Foundation for terminally ill children.
Yeah, so Tiana is terminally ill.
Yeah.
Which is something that we kind of like touched upon last time, but I completely missed this.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of things last time where I wasn't sure whether you'd realised or not, and I was just going to, like, leave it just in case.
Yeah, because I've seen this episode before, like, as a kid, but I never picked up that she was dying. Yeah. But yeah, she's dying. Which does mean that she'll be able to keep Spider-Man's secret for the rest of her life because it's not that long.
They also did kind of hint towards it last time, but they definitely didn't, like, make it explicit. Because, like, last time there was a bit where she says to him that she really wants to go web slaying before, and then he cuts her off and says, like, no, don't finish that, you know?
She's like guilt tripping him and just do I am dying, so he has to do whatever I want.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of sad.
It's super sad.
Yeah.
As much as I can tell, you're looking for some sex joke to make out of it.
No, I'm not. Genuinely. Not this time. Many other times, not this time. I'm going to leave it on like a sad note.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of this two-parter.
I do know who I am now. And I'll be ready. And it's all because of the faith of a little girl who's more of a superhero than I'll ever be.
And to that, I kind of want to bring up what we talked about last time, where we talked about the first part of this, and we're talking about the good start to it made. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like this episode landed it?
I think it did, but I don't think there's like a huge difference in quality with both episodes, because I think they both were pretty consistent story-wise. Yeah. They both had like a bit of like silliness in it. This one had a bit more silliness in it. I liked the use of Doc Ock in a non-destroying the world mission. Yeah. With just Doc Ock bullshit.
Just being an asshole.
So I think I like this one a little bit more than last week, and I think it was a good conclusion.
Yeah.
But also, it's not like one of the best episodes here. It's still kind of like in that middling range.
Yeah. It's not really a standard episode, but it felt like a standard episode of Spider-Man.
It's like solid.
Yeah. You could probably like show it to somebody who's not seen the show before and be like, okay, this is what Spider-Man is kind of about. And not be too far away.
On that note, if you haven't got any more reviewy stuff to say about the episode, I want to introduce a new segment.
You've been keeping that one under wraps.
I'm going to be doing this for the rest of season 3 because it's come up in episodes 1 and 2 so far. Kind of already in there, so we're going to retread some ground, but we'll make it its own segment.
This is going to be daddy related.
It is. It's Who's the Daddy This Week?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so every week, every episode, we need to ask the question, who's the daddy? Because the moniker of this season promised us daddies in every episode.
Yeah, and sitting daddies.
Yeah.
We should probably, like, when you edit this, you should, like, go with it with game show music.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have a proposal for who's the daddy this week? And who they're the daddy to?
I kind of want to put forward, like, a pretty basic one, but I feel like Peter Parker or Spider-Man is being a good, like, daddy to this little girl.
It's kind of like a practice run at being a dad and showing his dad instincts, which are good apart from the mortal peril.
But that's also part of being a fun dad sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you're probably right with that, but I'm going to counter that with Doc Ock being the Peter Parker stepdad, but kind of the deadbeat. Well, maybe not even stepdad, but like the guy who comes. Maybe he's the guy who comes into his life and he's like, "Oh, I'm your dad. I'm your real dad." He's a piece of shit, but Peter Parker really wants. He's like, "Oh, I got nothing else. I got amnesia, so you can be my dad." And then it turns out it was all bullshit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not related to you. I just wanted to use you in my crimes."
Yeah. Trying to think of like a good like cinematic parallel, because I was gonna say like Alec Baldwin and Cat in the Hat, but it's not quite the same dynamic. And Dr. Octopus isn't on that much cocaine.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, but not that much.
I wonder if I have an Alec Baldwin impression of me.
We've got a tie in dads this week between Peter Parker and Dr. Octopus.
You can have two dads.
Yeah, sure.
Double daddy.
I've got another question. Do you think we'll have any more amnesia in this show?
Oh, 100%.
Because I love amnesia as a plot device in stuff like this. I think it's hilarious.
It's like the most like bargain bucket like soap opera plot twist, and I'm all here for it.
Futurama has made amnesia funny to me for life because of all my circuits.
Oh yeah,
and the case of having explosive amnesia, or like Calculon saying, "Who in this room hasn't had amnesia?" And everyone's like, "Oh, I can't remember.
I don't know." And yeah, that's the kind of bullshit we're dealing with this time around.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, yeah.
Our amnesia count is at 1.
Yeah. Ding!
I'm sorry, Father, but somewhere along the way, I forgot how to be your son.
Why, Antonio?
Because I have amnesia!
And yeah, so that ends our Who's the Daddy segment and the amnesia count. Now it's time for the lightning round, which is the comic book origins. Jack, take it away.
We've actually got 2 storylines that are being adapted.
Ooh, double comic origins?
Yeah.
Hit me.
First of all, I didn't know this last week. I didn't realise this is where they were going for it. But in the Amazing Spider-Man 55 through to 56 from 1968, in a story called Doc Ock Wins, written by Stan Lee with art by John Romita Sr. Basically, it's a similar thing with Doc Ock giving Spider-Man amnesia and then tricking him to being his accomplice on crimes and shit. Yeah, they have a different device. It's like this nullifier he steals, and basically they're fighting over it, and it kind of goes Ori and then zaps Spider-Man and then gives him amnesia, and it's like an unexpected thing. It wasn't something he was trying to do, but when he realizes he's got amnesia, he's like, oh yeah, you're my buddy. We were stealing shit together, but there was an accident. Convinces him to run around stealing shit with him, just like this episode. They kind of fall out after he tries to get Spider-Man to remove his mask.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's like, wait, if this guy doesn't even know who I am, he's probably bullshitting about being my partner.
Yeah.
So he fights back, and then Doc Ock just like gets pissed and they end up fighting. But that issue doesn't actually end with him getting his memory back. He still has amnesia for like another 2 issues.
Oh shit.
He gets his memory back 2 issues later when he has a fight with Kazar, who I can't remember if I mentioned before, but
Absolutely not.
He's like Marvel's Tarzan, and he's from Savage Land, which is...
Wait.
What?
Why does Marvel have its own version of Tarzan?
A guy who lives in the jungle.
So he's Kraven the Hunter and or the Gibbon, but like...
No, but this guy was like born in the jungle.
He was born in it.
And he also has like a saber-toothed tiger called Sabu, I think, or Sabzu.
It sounds like a fucking Thundercats remake.
Well, I mean, it's not like Marvel Comics is less ridiculous than Thundercats.
Probably more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, Tarzan and his saber-toothed cat.
Yeah, and they get into a fight. Kazar's actually a good guy, but it's like one of those Marvel misunderstandings. They have a fight, and at the end of the fight...
gets mauled by a saber-toothed tiger.
No, but he does fall into like a lake, and he falls into a lake, and the shock of falling into the water just like makes his memory come back.
Also, does that mean that Spider-Man just hasn't had a shower during all this time?
Yeah, I think he's just like swinging. I don't think he knows where his house is. So. I think he's just like fucking around in New York, stinking up the place. But
God, Spider-Man, I live in the jungle, but you stink.
The other thing that is being adapted is a much later comic in The Amazing Spider-Man 248, which is from 1984, written by Roger Stern and with art by Ron Frenz.
This is the story of Mousey, right?
No, I don't. As far as I remember, there's no Mousey equivalent in the comics, but she's a pretty minor character, so I might have just forgotten.
Yeah. Petition to have her in the next like Avengers movie.
Yeah, 100%. Where's my Mousey like action figure?
I mean, you probably are. Ask for one. Get one.
A coconut wagon not included. But in
Coconut wagon, only $21.99 more.
Anyway, this is basically the Make-A-Wish stuff.
Okay.
It's just one issue, and it's kind of similar to the plot they did with Tiana in this, but it's about a boy called Tim, and basically the whole issue is narrated by a newspaper article, which is about Spider-Man's biggest fan, who has this huge scrapbook full of photos of him and stuff like that, and it intercuts that with this adventure Spider-Man's on, and him talking to this kid about it. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man goes to his bedroom and like meets him the same way he does with Tiana. You know, even like down to the stuff of like, you know, how do I know you're the real Spider-Man? Him doing like flips and stuff like he does in the last episode.
Yeah.
So he does that, and then he recounts the origin. He shows him how his web shooters work. He makes like the web hammock, all the stuff he did with Tiana.
Yeah.
But he doesn't then take him out for a web sling and almost get him killed.
I think better.
Yeah, it's a better idea. And like with Tiana, as he's leaving, Tim asks, who are you under the mask? And Spider-Man hesitates and then decides, yeah, okay. And then shows him that he's Peter Parker. And then he leaves and then he swings away. And then as he's swinging away, the last panel of the comic shows the sign on the wall which says that it's like a cancer clinic.
Oh, yeah.
It has the last bit of narration from the end of the article in the Bugle, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, you know, says that it's the boy's final wish to meet Spider-Man as he has leukemia and he's only got a few weeks to live. So I don't know if it's like I actually remembered this episode or if I picked up on hints or if I just like distantly remembered this issue and thought they were going for the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same thing. And so,
pretty much.
And it's a good idea to like take that story but then like throw in some actual action into it.
Yeah.
Also, if you think about it, It's a good way to like remind people of the origin if they're like turning on their TV at the start of season 3 and they're like, why is Spider-Man fighting a dragon?
It's a question we'll all ask ourselves, folks.
Yeah.
No one knows why he's fighting a dragon.
Yeah, and it turns out he's fighting a dragon because his Uncle Ben died, so it all makes sense.
Yeah, because of his dead uncle. The dragon did not kill his uncle. Mm-hmm. It's more complicated than that, but trust us, that's how it starts.
Yeah. That's as far as we get with the comic origins.
Okay. That's pretty good for comic origins. We've had a bit light on the ground so far, but yeah, some good origins. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the comic book origins here in this episode. And after our episode recap, our Who's the Lady This Week recap, and our amnesia count, it's time to say goodbye to that 90s Spider-Man show for another week. You can find us, as always, on each of our social media accounts. That is being Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, all the good places. Come subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, so many other podcasts, guys.
Support us on Patreon if you want bonus episodes and stuff
So
like
much
that.
bonus shit.
And rate and review, please.
Oh, and subscribe to more episodes of this show, because we've got, 3 seasons to go through. But yeah, that's been that 90s Spider-Man show for another week. And remember, subscribe to the podcast, man. I'm Mousey, and I'm here to tell you this is a really good podcast. Good night.
I think Henry just fell off the coconut wagon.